We're back 2-1 with BJ breaking. Larry Nevel up 2-1. And Larry got BJ made the corner ball, but 4 rolled in between the 1 and the cue. Looking at a good place to push out, I think.
I like up in that corner there past the 3. If he is going to kick, I could see kicking it soft.
And try to put the cue ball up on the 7.
7-9.
Hit the backside of the 1.
Kind of bank at 1 on the other side of the 2. Might even go to the bottom rail first, more than likely. He is going to put it in the corner, which I don't blame him. He just wants to make sure he doesn't give him an easy shot here anywhere.
Yeah, I think if he's not careful, he can leave Larry a little easy safe where he can just clip the 1 and put it behind the 7-9. Well, okay, he left it short of the side pocket. I don't know if he's going to get past on the other side of the 3. This is a tough spot here. Let's have more room past that 7 than we can see it on the screen.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to shoot at that ball, but if it's there, you shoot at it.
Yeah, and I didn't really see a easy safe either from that position.
Uh-oh.
Try to use a little body English there.
Yeah.
Well, if he makes the 2, he's almost got natural position to get on the 3. Shoot a little high English. Come back out to the middle of the table. This is the shot of the table right here.
Good shot. Barely went in. A little bit of an overcut on that shot.
Yeah, I can't tell if it overcut or if it rolled out a little bit on him. And it should be an out from here.
I think he's going to go straight at the 7 ball with high right off the rail. Keeping a nice angle.
Yep. Let's come back. Side rail back on the 8. Little zigzag.
Yeah, I wouldn't go much more than a diamond and a half past this side pocket. Let's see what he's done now. He's introduced the idea that he could actually be straight.
he'll play top on this and come out 2 rails back out in the middle.
Yeah, definitely.
Two phenomenal match going on here. 2 great players.
2 great players. Top form right now. Both players really want to get out there and play great pool right now because this is a big match.
And this is the one of the 2 matches left in the winners bracket. If you want to go see the brackets, they're at Inside Pool. Let JR tell you that website.
Well, it's at the top of the chat, which is insidepoolmag.com, and then just /tournament_brackets. But you'll see the Fast Eddies.
Are the 8 ball and 9 ball brackets up there?
Marge is only doing the 9 ball.
Okay.
For the online. I think she's feeling the pressure.
Well, I had a lot of players. Had 67 players in the 9 ball and 58 players in the 8 ball. And Larry's just gonna run this rack out. It looks like pretty simple, nothing fancy. Ball's laid out pretty well. That's just excellent cue ball speed there.
You're watching a master, folks. Not only does he possess one of the best and most powerful strokes in the world, he has a delicate touch, and he knows how to control that massive stroke that he has.
He kind of reminds me, if you compare the golf world to like a John Daly. He's got that real soft touch, but he's got the power too.
Sure. That'd be a fair assessment. People will sit and watch Larry draw the ball 4 rails around the table all day long, like they'll watch John Daly make those huge drives.
Oh. Made a little error there. It's like he may kind of stood up a little bit and punch stroked it. Well, this is a tricky little angle. Probably play top on this. Just come back up 1 rail.
I like draw.
You like draw?
I don't play with that corner at all. I don't even go over there. I know with draw, no matter where it ends up, I'm, a diamond below the side pocket or better. That's a nice shot. You were right.
Well, he tends to favor that top English a lot more, I notice, when he plays.
I often did too. I just always hit that one with draw.
And that may have to do with, like I was saying earlier, how he chokes up on the cue a little bit. He probably can get a better top English stroke than he can a draw stroke.
I always spread my feet out just a few inches more, and that leveled my cue out. And I always had a dead level stroke. And when it really came down to it, I saw that shot as something where I knew where I was hitting on the rail, but I just didn't want to go that way. I just knew that I had an easier stroke if I delivered a center punch hit with maybe a hair right, and there was no energy in my stroke given to top on the ball, to spinning. It was just all accuracy, so to speak.
Well, this here is still anybody's match. Even though BJ has a slight advantage right now in the score and his race, you can never count Larry out.
Oh,
especially this early in the match.
Well, BJ hit that one with a little bit of force. And I call some of that stuff that he's been doing up until now a little punch and Judy break, where he just runs into the rack and tries not to scratch.
Yeah.
And he'll hit him up there 22, 23 mile an hour, make balls. But it's not an aggressive break. It's a defensive break. And I think he's getting comfortable with how he's hitting the ball now. Earlier in the day, he played on this table, and it was an atrocious match. He was not feeling good about how he had played, and I think he needed a little bit of confidence to come back before he started running into the rack with a little velocity.
So he's settling in a little bit now.
Yeah.
And another thing with great players like that, the further in the tournament they go, it seems like the better their skills are honed in.
Yeah. You get in stroke as the tournament goes on. It's the guys that match up in between tournaments that show up, and on the first round, they're in dead punch. And look at this shot.
Oh. He liked to put Larry in jail there. Larry still got to come with a shot here, though. Probably put a little bottom right on it, draw it to the side rail right about the 7.
What a shot. Oh, my gosh.
That's not your typical pool player shot there.
Folks, everybody else in the world hits above the 7. Larry Nevel hits below the 7. Oh, my Lord.
That's just true power there. Power and finesse. And he knew where it was going to go, too. It's not, that wasn't a hit and hope shot.
Yeah, that was, there was a lot of that. Well, for those of you that are just tuning in, you're watching the Carolina Open. We're here at Fast Eddie's in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I'm J.R. Calvert. Joining me in the booth is Rodney Strickland. We're watching a match between Larry Nevel, who is at the table now, who needs to go to 13, and B.J. Ussery, who's seated in the left-hand portion of your screen. Score is 3-2 in favor of B.J. And Larry is, it doesn't matter. He could be all over the table right now. He's just playing that well that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't know if that ball was going to go. He hit kind of high on the rail when he cut it down the rail. That was a little risky, I think, but he must be feeling it right now.
He's feeling it. I think he's, right now, probably having BJ going, wait a minute. How did he get that ball? He's probably still going, how did he get it on the other side of the 7?
Three now your score, which will put Larry breaking.
I believe Larry's wife, Erica, is watching. Sure, Larry wants to say hello to her. We're all wishing her that she well and that she's feeling better.
Nice 8-ball, corner ball.
Larry just ran right into those to see what happened.
Yeah, he kind of let off some on that break.
I don't even think he stood up. I think he just stood there and just moved his arm.
With his power stroke, he might have just moved his finger.
I believe he's going to nick this ball and get the 7-ball in this game. Oh, look at this. He was actually shooting at that ball.
Well, that's when you know that you feel comfortable over the table, when you start shooting at shots like that. A little risque. Now, I can see shooting that shot when you're up like 11-2 or something. But this is a tight match, and he's playing no slouch here.
Well, I'll tell you, Larry is known for his great shot making and his stroke. And he's not afraid to do that at any point in the game. And I believe he's egged on BJ, and BJ's giving his opinion of what he should have done there.
Yeah, I think BJ fell into the trap of Larry shooting at the balls. Let me try to shoot at the balls. You got to play your own game. You can't fall into the other guy's trap, whether it's he's shooting at balls or whether they're playing a fast pace and yours is a slow pace game. You got to play your own game.
Exactly. Well, I want to see what Larry decides to do with this particular shot.
He's play high inside, it looks like.
Yeah, he can do that. Let's see if he gets way over there or whether he wants to just accept in the center of the table. And I don't blame him. This is about as good as you'd want to be right here.
These players, when you get this caliber player, they may get out of line, but it doesn't take them long to get back in line. As you can see right here, Larry's right back in line. Went a little further on that, I think, than he really wanted to, but he's fine. There's no problems here.
None whatsoever.
Looks like Larry's gonna take a 4-3 lead. It'll be BJ's break next.
I want to take a second to thank some of our sponsors. Milliken Super Pro Cloth, Fury Cues, QSite.com for all your online billiard needs. And last but not least, Kamui Tips. And Kamui is doing the special with us with Inside Pool Magazine. And anybody that purchases a regular U.S. 1-year subscription, gift or otherwise, will get a free voucher for a Kamui tip to be installed by one of their authorized installers. And anybody that orders a 2-year will not only get the voucher but receive about $9 off the price of the subscription and get the 2-year for $27.99.
That's a great deal.
Pretty good deal. And our folks at Kamui really love the magazine. They want to make sure everybody else does too.
I get the magazine every month. There's always great information and good articles on tournaments. You can see who's been winning tournaments around the country in different areas. Breaks it down by region. Really great magazine. You do a great job with that, JR.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We have a great instruction staff. We have a great staff, period. Wow, that was a nice looking break there.
There's that corner and 1 ball I was talking about earlier.
2 balls going to hang up. He could probably go rail first if he wanted, but the 3's tied up.
And that's when I was playing him. That's what he was doing. He was making that corner ball and the 1 ball, leaving the cue ball in the middle of the table, and everything wide open.
Both of you going to 9. Go ahead and start it like the break.
Well, he wants to be able to get down here so that he can play a safe that allows him to be in control. Honestly, I love kicking at this 3 ball in behind it. Go rail first, bank it past the 7, and stick your cue behind the 7-8. Let's see if he sees this shot.
I know normally when I try that shot, I accidentally kicked the 3 in and hooked myself on the 4.
It's a gamble. I didn't say I didn't say it was a lock.
Well, I mean, that's the best shot. See what he comes up with. He's just going to put it behind the 9. I don't know if it leaked out enough so Larry can see a piece of it or not.
Larry might be able to bank this 2 times across and stuff the cue on the 8. He'd even move the cue behind the 7 if he wants.
Just like he said.
Well, jump cue time. I know Larry has a great Lomax jump cue. One of his sponsors makes a really great jump cue, and he hangs out in our chat every now and then. Quite a loyal follower.
That's Steve Lomax.
Steve Lomax.
Great cue builder.
Good guy. I like Steve. Yeah, I think I hear a squeak going on where there's a jump break cue coming apart as we speak. It wasn't a mouse. I got a feeling. See the good form where he has the front arm bent, and he's not bridging off the index finger, he's bridging off the middle finger. That finger is a ½ inch longer.
And he's stabilizing it. If you notice, he stabilized it with putting his pinky on the rail so it don't teeter-totter on him.
Yep. But see how he's not on that index finger? Front arm bent.
Great shot.
Great form. Good shot.
That's textbook there.
Might be a Lomax too.
I'm not sure what it is.
Enough people have them. It could be.
Lucas Hawkins, Glenn Russell on 7. Hope they'll be going to 9. Final 8, guys. Good luck.
And he's perfect on the 7. Get that camera angle from there. He might have got a little too straight in. He might just wind up playing the 8 in the corner instead of the side.
Yeah, I can see 3 stop shots here to end this rack.
He slides over, perfect for the 9. And that'll make another one for BJ. Bring it to 4-4 with Larry breaking. Well, you want a good match? It's not going to get much better than this, I don't think. Back and forth, back and forth. And that's the beauty of the alternating break. It allows for close matches like this. And it's harder for one player to run away with it. Like I mentioned earlier when I was broadcasting, that it's kind of like when you get, especially when you get these caliber players, it's like a tennis match. You got to hold your own serve, which means you got to hold your own break here with the alternating break. You break, you need to win that rack, and then you can't control what happens the next rack.
You break and run out well, and the rest will start to take care of itself. And I agree with the alternate break, because one of the things that I like about it is, what if you travel 8 hours to go to a pool tournament, invest about, I don't know, say $1,000 in entries and room and board and all the expenses, and then have a guy slop out on you, or run a bunch of racks and find out that the corner ball goes. It's not exactly fun, and it's not exactly good business either. So alternate break, you're guaranteed to at least get a shot.
And rack your own.
And rack your own stops a lot of the funky stuff. Guys saying, you racked me, or these balls aren't racked, re-rack them.
Now, as you say that, Larry's just made the corner ball and the 1 ball on the break with a shot. And he pocketed another ball too. I can't remember what it was. He made 3 balls on the break and had a good position and just running out like he's at home playing by himself. I think he want to come back a little further than that.
Yeah, he did, but high inside, back and forth. He'll be fine. Boink, boink. Yeah, he makes his stuff look easy. Great stroke, great out.
And still staying on what I call serve, on break. BJ will be coming up. Down 1 rack to Larry Nevel. Score 5-4 with Larry going to 13 and BJ going to 11.
here we go. Now, BJ hit the last one a little bit more velocity. Let's see how comfortable he is at
I predict a 6 ball in the corner and the 1 ball on the side.
a lambasting break, huh? Oh, he took a little off, but he still made both. And look, guess what? 2 balls just sitting there.
Yeah, a little distance, but
I
I
think
just force it back up off the bottom rail here.
sure. Yeah, I mean, this is a playable lie. You'd love to have this at Hill Hill, wouldn't you?
I've seen a lot worse.
Well, he got close to his work as he could.
Yeah,
Kept a nice angle.
I think he kind of was trying to avoid at 9 and maybe put a hair inside on that ball, just to make sure he avoided a 9. Let's go back and forth on this probably. He might just slide it to the rail and back out 1 rail. It's kind of killed the cue ball. He tries to go back and forth. Maybe from what you're talking about before, he wants to make sure he's shooting with a little speed instead of just roll them in because the table might be rolling off the hair.
Right. He just doesn't want to get straight in on the 7, and I think the rest takes care of itself.
Yes.
Little.
Just hit it hard enough to come off the rail.
And that's always a good rule of thumb, is if you want to not get straight in, you can easily figure out where the rail is and then hit it a little bit firmer.
The guy I used to play with back home, he was an old road player, and he said, just come to the center of the table. He said you should never miss any ball on the table if you're in the middle of the table.
I think these guys have stepped up their game a little bit today, folks. Playing great position.
And 5-5.
Just had a visit by the booth from tour director Shannon Dalton, asking if that was the right score. We believe it is. 5-5.
Well, the coins on the table will reflect that anyway.
I see him at 5-5. Those elementary arithmetic classes paid
Let's see
off.
if he makes
finally.
that corner in the 1 here. The 5 and the 1. There's the 5, there's the 1,
There's the 2, there's the 8, there's a shot on the 3.
Yep.
What the heck just
See,
happened there?
if he'd have put the 4 where the 3 is in the rack, it'd have been a lot easier out. But I think he'll take it.
Well, I think these guys have figured out that they've been overpowering the break. And all the way back down, and he's going to be perfect on this 4.
This one will be over at 9. Make it a little tougher. Still should be no problem. He just didn't want to come up short.
Yeah, he goes straight at the 6 this way. Gotcha. I guess I can see that. I concur, Dr. Strickland.
Alex O'Leary Newman on table number 2. Both of you going on that. Good luck. Final 8.
And I think they have found the sweet spot, and I think we're in for one heck of a set right now.
Yes. So make it 6-5. BJ breaking. Got a nail biter going on here. hasn't been letting up any. Larry's been keeping the pressure on, and BJ answering him right back.
Each time.
Yep, Larry's got to actually get a game or two ahead. He's got to actually go to 13 where BJ's going to 11. So he's got to stop BJ somehow if he can.
Well, he needs to stop him twice to beat him here. Because he can't have a 2-game lead. He has to have a 3-game lead to win. So 2 more times he has to do this. And he did not make the sweet spot.
No, I think he hit it a little softer than he did last time.
Now Larry has a little bit of a conundrum. I actually hit this ball with inside. I stay away from the 5-8 if I can, and I go down on the other end of the table. I hit it soft.
Little inside, come straight back and forth across the table.
Hit below the 8, come out a little bit, and get that shot on the deuce. He gets a shot on the deuce from the other side. He's fine. He doesn't have to be on the same side as the deuce.
The 3's almost right there in the pocket.
It's going to scratch. Larry's not too happy. He finally got a break that.
I think he struck it a little hard, and the cue ball jumped with that inside English. Where if he'd hit it a little smoother, it would have stayed above the 8.
Sure.
That's a 7-6 race in the 8 ball. Good luck, guys. Final 8.
What do you do here? Bottom rail or just to the center of the table past the side?
Center of the table. That way you can slide straight back up for the 4 with a little hair top outside.
Keeping your stroke soft. The only thing I don't like about it is he has to be fairly straight on the 4. And he has to run towards this 8. See how he's running towards the 8?
Mm-hmm. About 25 minutes to this drawing, guys.
You got to make a choice here now. What would you choose?
Actually, he could really almost slow roll this in a little bit. As long as they don't get below the 9, just kind of cinch it and put the cue ball in between the 8 and the 9.
Remember what table you're on. I don't think he's going to let that happen.
Nope.
Like I said, I think he has memories from the first set that he played today on this table. And nobody's really sure what happened, but this table is got a little bit of a lean to it starting today. Or late last night, I mean.
Well, he's got no problems from here.
No, he shouldn't have anything. He played that shot on the 4 perfectly, actually. It's a great shot.
Run there while he's standing down.
Sure. Pretty good stroke there. Nice in line. Just fell right in line on the 8. He is about to just bounce off the side rail after he makes the 8 here. It should knot us up at 6 games each. Well, I don't think Larry's going to fall into the trap of trying to hit him too soft. I don't even know whether Larry can hit the break that soft. But we'll see. I think that Larry's taking particular notice to all the balls in this rack. And he wants to make sure that he takes advantage of this. He didn't get to take advantage of that. Well, he missed an opportunity with that one. And it happens. 1-2.
There we go. Corner ball and the 1 ball.
And there's the 2 sitting there. If you're BJ Ussery, you kind of look away at this point. Go, oh.
Well, if you notice, BJ was the first one to do that, and Larry took note of it and followed right up on him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like BJ is giving Larry information to beat him with.
Exactly. And he hit that perfect, just a hair below center, rolled it with English. Little right, kept his speed perfect. One thing about Larry is he rolls the ball from all over the cue ball, whether it's low, high, whatever, and controls his speed with his address of his tip onto the ball.
He just got such a smooth stroke. Even his draw stroke, his extreme follow, it's all looks like just one fluid motion. There's no jerk to his stroke, even on the power stroke.
One of our Ustream chatters had asked about why do tables break differently at different speeds? It's actually because of friction from the cloth, believe it or not. And what happens is there's 2 coefficients of friction that come into play. And the first coefficient of friction is how to break a moving object and start it to move, so to speak, or start it in motion. And then there's regular friction where it's now just already moving and it's slowing down, so to speak. And since it's higher and it takes more friction to break it loose, what you'll get is little wear spots in the cloth. If you look on the cloth right now, where the cue ball starts out from the break spot, it actually rips the cloth. There's more of a coefficient of friction there, and it'll rip it. Well, we get little divots, and at the same time, those divots will redirect the ball. And even furthermore, what makes the speed come into play here is now the balls take off at different speeds and you get different collisions. So the players need to figure out what speed breaks the balls the best. It's actually quite a interesting little scientific problem, but yes, you can create a different line that a ball will come off the rack with a different speed.
Interesting. I'm glad you knew that.
I've thought about it before.
I would just say the table ain't right. Well, he made a corner ball, but he didn't make the 1, and it's hooked on the 1. He can see a piece of it and possibly cut it, but it's a high-risk shot. He's got to cut it so thin that, he's turned the cue ball loose. I mean, the better shot is to probably cut the 1 to the side rail and back below the 2 and send the cue ball back up table. Play it safe and do that, and just send the cue ball around the 4 back up table.
Maybe get that 9 ball in the game. PJ's got a smile on his face.
Or at least the 3-5 in the game.
Let's see if it looks like he's playing it like it goes. So
I think it does go, but it's still a high-risk shot. You got to kill the cue ball speed somehow.
Well, if you go for it and you miss it high, you get the safety.
Yeah, he's looking behind the 9 now.
If you miss it low and you hit the 2, it's a sellout.
Yeah, I think he's going to park it right behind the 2, just like we were saying. Park the 1 ball behind the 2 and come 2 rails back up table with the cue ball and try to put it behind the 9. And he's also got a 3-5 as a safety if you don't quite get it behind the 9.
Well, if you come off and you hit the 4 in the face, you're fine. If you hit it on the side towards the rail, it goes up behind the 3-5, and you never see the 1 again. Like that. Or, I mean, the 2, I mean. Yeah, this is predictable.
I didn't like it because you had to turn that cue ball loose and had to hit the 4 perfect. You had to run to the 4 perfect for that shot to work. And I don't think he can afford to take chances like that this close. If he's down a lot or he's up a lot, he can do it. He can afford to take that chance or have to take that chance. But with the match this close, I'm probably letting him play safe there.
Well, he has to go rail first off the bottom rail, bank it back to the nameplate, and let the white ball go all the way up here behind the 7-8. I don't think he can see this ball, folks. He's shooting it like he can. Wow, what a great shot. Well, it's gutty, gritty approach to this game that's going to get him this game if he gets it. Let me keep grinding out each hard shot.
That's
he's walking around. He's saying, "Look, it's my set. It's my game."
I think that's a formula for failure. I mean, how many hard shots can you keep making? I mean, all it takes is one to give the other guy control of the table. This ain't no easy shot here.
See Josh Newman. Wow, what a great shot. And he's in line.
Now he's back in line. He got
line.
rewarded.
Gutty. I mean, just gutsy. Came right at it. And you can't be afraid sometimes to just, say, hey, I'm going to make better shots and I'm going to keep making them.
And it's where your confidence is, too.
You don't want to do 90 shots like this, but there's sometimes when the rack is just like this.
You've got to.
And it's worth a point to you to do it. Sometimes it's really important, He could be sending a message here to Larry that I'm not going to go down without a, fight. And he doesn't want to let Larry get ahead 8-6.
Yeah, and he just like you said, want to send a message and say, hey, I can run out too.
Exactly. Now he has to settle in because I've seen guys make these, gutsy outs and then they turn around and mess something up here. Good stroke. Perfect. I love it.
He must have one of them Kamui tips on there. Nice solid tip.
Those guys are great, by the way. John and Masato. Lisa. They're all good. Good people.
7-7. Looks like we're about halfway. 7th inning stretch since it's 7-7.
Exactly. Well, that was one huge out. I mean, just if he wins this set, he's probably going to have to go back to that rack. Think about how hard that was. He had 4 or 5 hard shots in that rack. That one ball was no picnic, and neither was the 2. Corner ball, and the one ball is going to take a little bit of a funky lie.
He's going to have to find a safe here, I think.
I've seen him cut this ball to the same pocket where the 2 is laying.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Don't be freaked out here. He likes that shot.
Oh.
Well, then again, he's a Derby all-around champion and a bank pull champion, so he's allowed to whack at it too there.
Well, that's a huge opportunity for BJ.
Sure is. Your reward for,
a 3-ball. If he gets out the center of the table here, he can have the angle on the 2 to get on the 3. But that's the only problem ball in the rack, I see. It's a little long, but he can draw it back over to the top left-hand side of the table right there where he's looking at now. And this is a huge momentum swing here. BJ runs out. And he got almost exactly where he wanted to.
Perfect, huh? I think if he had ball in hand, he might try and shoot the 3 in the side and be straight in and follow forward. But this would be another choice to look at.
Yeah, he's going to just draw it back out in the middle of the table.
Sure. I think BJ is going to take an 8-7 lead.
And that's huge. That means BJ will only need 3 games and Larry will need 6.
Mm-hmm.
With BJ breaking.
And BJ will have a minimum of 3 breaks if there was a chance for Larry to come back and get back in the set here. And I know it sounds funny, like we're talking like he's back in the set. He's been in it the whole time, but mathematically, it's starting to, the pressure was on him to outrun BJ, and BJ's been keeping up with him. So this is actually a better performance for BJ than it is for Larry.
You can't go game for game when you got to have more games than the other guy. At least not in North Carolina math. And both of these are 2 Carolina boys now. I'm not sure exactly where Larry's originally from, but he's living in Greenville, South Carolina now, and BJ's from around the High Point, North Carolina area.
BJ is definitely rising to the occasion and playing a great set.
And this is the way he's been playing all tournament. And actually the last few tournaments he's played in, he's been playing solid like this.
And he has a shot on the 2.
He's got to like this. He'll either put inside and come out in the middle or draw it and come 2 rails.
I always fell into the trap of only hitting this with inside, high inside when I'd be stretched out like this. Because it's an easier stroke, I won't have to jerk.
Yeah. He went a little further than he needed to there, but he can just come back across the table, just come to the left side rail and be fine.
Sure. I would hit this with, a little bit of inside, and he can stall this. He can hit below center and roll it and let the English grab a little bit more and slow the cue ball down and go 2 rails and still be above the 4. He doesn't have to hit it like that, but
I guess by that stroke you're talking about, he wanted to firm them in.
But like I said, I think at this point here, he's snake bit from that first set, and he's going to opt for the stiffer hit just about every time. And look at this, he's perfect.
Stop, shoot, stop, draw back a hair.
And if you're Larry Nevel, you're thinking, he's playing good, but I think I play better than him. It's just, that's the way it is.
Yep.
He really did, so far, put on quite a show for himself.
That'll make it 9-7 BJ. Larry's going to need for BJ to slip up here somewhere, either on the break or miss a ball or miss a safe, so he can get a chance to get back in this match.
I believe you're right.
It's a 6-2 race now. even though the score's only 9-7. They got different finish lines.
They have different finish lines, and it's rather, it would be an even race right now if it was 9-7 the other way.
I don't think BJ will go for that.
He likes right where he's at.
He continues to make that corner ball.
He's going to get a shot on the one, and it's going to be a pretty good one. And I don't see very many problems with the 5 even being maybe a hair on the other side.
Yeah, maybe the 4 to the 5, he can just avoid the 6.
He can shoot it straight up in the corner and just stay for the 6,
Yeah.
He's Larry Nevel. He can do whatever he wants. Stroke it all around.
And that is the truth. The truth from the truth.
That was a pretty shot. I think he might have went almost too far. He's right at the edge of where he wants to be.
Might just draw it back to the 6.
Go behind the 6, one rail like that.
Yeah.
Come right all the way
I can't tell if he had an angle or not. Well, I'm still tricky on these camera angles where you see them all the time.
Yeah, I've got the drop on you there. Plus, I know Larry has that nice punch stroke, and he'll move that ball with, 2-3 degree angle. He'll be able to move it 4 or 5 feet with no problem.
Well, Larry's doing his job, but is that going to be enough? Oh, he let that one slide a little bit. He should be fine, though.
Well, at this point here, it's going to be mathematics and whether or not BJ Ussery gets out from his break. If he just does it 2 times without Larry getting to the table, he wins this set.
I suspect BJ's going to take a little extra time on this rack to make sure it's like he wants it.
You think? We might be here a while, folks.
I don't know. It might have fell right into place. Could we be that lucky?
It's going back on.
Yeah.
We're watching some great pull here.
I've seen them throw them up there and they fall right in place. And I've seen them re-rack them 7 times.
He's checking the alignment. He's checking those divots, those points on the rack that I told you where the ball takes off from, and it starts to wear little divots in the
Okay, let's see if 6 goes here. 6 and the 1. I might put a hair more speed on it this time.
Made that 6, and that 3 almost ruined his day.
And the 1's coming across.
And he's got a short little two rail fall right onto the 2. As long as he doesn't get funny real too close to the 2, he should be fine here to get out.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure he gets on the far side of the 2, so he don't have to run into the 4. Where he's looking at now, a little further, straight into closer to the rail, getting on the 2, so he can just slide over for the 3. If he comes up short, he takes chances of running into the 4 or even trying to draw it and accidentally drawing it to the side.
Right.
And it's like he didn't quite get as far as he wanted to, but he should be fine. Just draw it back. Ooh. Oh, there's that flirting with the side I was talking about.
Wasn't even close. What I'd say about another 1/4 inch and it's disaster.
Yep.
How's his touch today? Can he get back in here perfect?
He's going to draw back for the side. Looks like he goes inside.
BJ is 5 strokes away, 4 strokes. There's only 4 things that can go wrong now. Just kidding.
And so this rack right here would put BJ on the hill with the break.
No.
No,
Larry's break.
it'd be Larry's break, yes. So it's nothing short of a miracle that Larry needs now. But all he can do is do his part on his break.
Yeah. You have to admit, BJ's playing great pool. He's outplaying the 11 handicap that he is. But that has to happen at some point.
Yeah.
He's going to underplay his 11 handicap as well at times. But
Well,
this is the time he wants to pull that, right?
Well, it doesn't matter what you're ranked. If you don't shoot better than your handicap in a tournament, you're not going to win.
Right.
Unless everybody else in the tournament is not shooting up to their handicap.
Exactly. Well, Larry, for the first time, doesn't really have a great start. First time in a while. So he's going to stick him on the 3. He doesn't want to make this, folks. He does not want to make that. And he's, anytime you see a player walk away and the balls haven't even stopped moving, he's just disgusted right now.
He's handcuffed.
Well, it's kind of like if he was to go to work and he just saw that there was a ton of work sitting in front of him, a load of papers on his desk, or a ton of dishes to be washed, or a mile-long ditch to be dug. That's what he's got sitting here in front of him.
And I suspect BJ will probably come to the 2 rails, to the bottom rail, or the top rail actually, and then to the side rail, and try to thin the 1 and send the cue ball over here to the bottom rail. If he's got a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, he's just saying he just don't want to give Larry ball in hand.
He has to 2-rail this, go 2 rails, and he's got inside of it.
That's why you want to hit it thin. If you hit it thick, you got to take the chance of coming behind it and scratching just like that.
Mm-hmm. I think Larry will put the cue along the bottom rail and run 1 rail right at the 2 with the angle towards the rail so he can go back for the 3. Zoinks. He's going to just get straight and say, I'll just draw it.
And the thing about this match is, if you were to just look at Larry's breaks, the games that Larry broke in, you would never suspect that he's in this kind of predicament.
That's exactly right.
Because he's played almost all his breaks flawlessly. With like 1, I think he made maybe 1 or 2, had 1 or 2 bad racks on his break. And that's all it's taken.
Well, both the players are probably playing in the 900s. And I'd say it's probably more like a 950 and a 935 that we're looking at right now. Both players are just running out from everywhere. Very few mistakes. And if they are, they're unforced errors. Like, for instance, Larry playing a safe and BJ kicking and hitting a ball and then it scratches. So it's, these guys are making this game look easy.
You'd think they were playing 3-ball or 6-ball or something.
Well, with the right break, they're playing 6-ball, I'll tell you that.
Larry's played 6-ball a couple times this race.
And we did not have ProPool.com do the stats at this event and all the live scoring. We may be doing that in the future, and we would know how great of a match we would by quantifying it, but we did not have the ratings on this particular event.
This will probably be a good match itself to have those stats on.
You can always go back and post them on our YouTube channel where we post these archive videos.
Well, he made the 1 ball with no shot on the 2.
No shot on the 2, and this is the lightning that Larry needs. This has to strike for him to come out of this mess. And let's do the arithmetic. 1 ball on one side, cue ball on the other. He's going to have to go down and make sure that he leaves Larry in that, past that 3, he has to get the 3 out to the rail. Maybe use the 3 to push out to. He can't push out on this end of the table.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just shoot right into the 3 and put the 3 on the bottom rail.
Mm-hmm. Anybody that is looking for this match in the archives, you can visit youtube.com/Inside Pool Mag. Subscribe to our videos. It's free. Yeah, I'm sure you've subscribed to video channels on YouTube before. But what happens is you can see them in 1080p, even better quality than they are now. And at the same time, you can turn around and get little videos that when we upload our videos to YouTube, you'll be reminded that we did so.
So he's going to tie the 6 up and send the cue ball down the rail.
Another thing you can do is you can subscribe or follow us here at Ussery, so you know when we're putting on our shows. And keep up with you or with Inside Pool video that way.
Yeah, he's got a multitude of options here. He's thinking that maybe if I push out to the 2 with Larry's shot making ability, he may be able to make the 2, get on the 3, and run out. Mm-hmm. So why not maybe tie another ball up, tie the 6 up in the pack of the 5, 7, 8 there, and send the cue ball.
Well, whoever pushes has the worst of it. So what do you want to see Larry do? Well, play safe, make a whack at a hard shot, put him up table. If he does do a soft, easy safe, at least he's got to do it from 7 or 8 feet away. Yep. And that's why he's got to run into this 3. He's making the right choice.
I think he's thinking that if I push a 6 over there, then he's just going to shoot the 2 down table and leave me behind the 6, 5, 7.
You have to make it enticing. Make it hard. Hit the top of the 3 and put it all the way frozen to the bottom rail.
Sometimes
let Larry back cut this 2 in.
Sometimes you got to give him a little rope.
But at the same time, you know, BJ's already made the gutsy out. He's not using the 3. He's going to go right down to the bottom rail. He didn't give him a handle, and this could get a little ugly for BJ. Well, I think we might see that marvelous jump cue come out again. I believe that's a Steve Lomax jump cue.
Well, he did manage to tie the 5-7 up.
Take the score down so we can see this shot.
And the key to a good jump shot is you want to have that steady bridge hand, just a solid bridge hand. And he made that look easy just like he did the other one. Nice form, technique.
He certainly does have a great jump shot. 2 perfect jump shots in this set. Helps have the right equipment too.
The right equipment and the right technique.
Now the 5 is where things get a little bit questionable. He may consider.
I think he may shoot the 4 in the top left corner, drop back to where his cue is right there, and just put the cue ball free to the back of the 7.
He may consider just playing safe for or position for a safety. You know, Larry, I can tell you, buddy, you're going to see a whole lot of 7 in your future. Unless he mishits his bank a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Look at the control, how he drifted it up an inch to lock him onto that 7.
And it left the 5 on the left rail, not the right rail. So he's got to go more than one rail to kick at this ball, more than likely.
Oh, he's going to go 2. Actually, I like
Is it
going
6 and
4
away?
in behind it. I love going 4 in behind it because all the balls, this is the right shot.
Wow.
All the balls are moving down where the traffic is, and, well, I don't think he sold out. There might be a bank shot there.
I think he can only see the left half of the ball.
Well, if he can, he'll bank the 5 underneath the 7-9 and take the cue up to the other end.
That seems to be the play here.
He may bank at the 5 and let the cue go down to play the 6 on the side. He's following his ball. Okay, he is doing what I said.
He's left Larry a piece of the 5, it looks like. It's hard to tell. He may have to come behind it. If he comes behind it, he's running it right into the 7-9. I think he can see a piece of it.
Wow, what a shot by Larry Nevel. That was gutsy. I bet you that came within a 1/16 of an inch from hitting that 8.
It wasn't far. It was very close.
It's one of the best shots I've seen all set. Gutsy.
A lot of finesse in that shot. Good cue ball speed. And not only does he have to control the speed of the cue ball, it's also the amount of the 5 he had to hit. And he has to kind of calculate that in there.
Oh, yeah. I don't like this. I would not want to have to kick this ball. This is a tough kick. Maybe kicking the 5 to the bottom.
Looks like you can thin it.
At least hitting it like you can bank at it and take cue down the table, which he did.
But again, he may have left Larry a piece of the 5.
Larry's going to spin into this ball, I think.
Guys, we're going to do his first drawing on this stuff in 10 minutes.
He got it past there, but
He may have made it.
He got it to hit the point. Wow,
Ooh.
how lucky is that? He doesn't have a real solid kick at
And
it.
BJ's laughing like
Put that ball anywhere.
like except for hooking me, you couldn't have left it no better. He's like, come on, are you serious? I'm not sure what he's looking at here. Can he see the ball at all?
Well, it looks like he can see it. If I was posed with this shot, would I try and go rail first or hit it, or what would I try and do? Kind of go this angle and watch the shot a little bit better.
He's trying to back bank it. I saw Larry pull that shot off against Chris Volmar yesterday.
He did. He double banked it. He back banked it into the hole. That was a great shot. I don't think Larry's going to go for the bank here. Let's see what he does.
He might have to.
He's already analyzed it. No sense in us. He sure is.
He might have to from where he stands at in the set.
Sure.
He can't afford to let BJ get back to the table if you don't have to. He's got to take one of those chances. And Larry's a great one-pocket player, so he's not afraid of a bank.
Well, he's a great bank pull player. He hit that one a little bit funky. I expected him to just shoot that in the side, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, this will be 10-10. Larry makes his ball.
With Larry breaking.
With Larry breaking. Chance to go up 11-10. He still needs another error or two from BJ.
Mm-hmm.
So he's keeping the pressure on him anyway.
Folks, there's just enough time to go get a soda pop from the refrigerator here before we start this next game up. I wouldn't stand there with the refrigerator door open too long on this, because this is getting exciting.
No, and Larry, you see Larry, he's making sure that rack's right too. He's still got to do his part and hope that he can get another misstep from BJ. He's made the 5 inside.
The one's going to come around without a kiss on the 4. The 3's funky.
3's a little funky, but I think it goes down up in that top corner.
Mm-hmm.
Goes past the 8 or even the side if he has to. And with the 2 ball, he should be able to slide it over there.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to draw this one right out of there. He needs to get a little distance over here.
I think he's got it perfect.
I think he is. With Larry's stroke, he can move his ball above the 9 and slide right over there. He went below it, and I think it took off on him.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that it's unmakeable. Actually, I think this is all right. A little bit of high left. Cut that 3 ball and spin off. You're going to hit below the side pocket here and spin it to the other side. This is a much easier shot than that bank he just made.
And he hits it right in the center of the pocket.
You know, they make us look good.
And he just come out probably 1 rail off the top rail back out to the middle. And no problems here.
Might be a little straight for my taste here.
You can just draw it back a hair.
Yeah, you can draw it back a foot. 6 inches. That's perfect.
We've got 11-10 Larry. BJ will be breaking. If BJ messes up somewhere in this rack and Larry can somehow get this game, that'll be Hill with Larry breaking.
And the tide will have changed.
All it takes is one mistake.
Well, BJ can't make a mistake from here.
No.
That's the best way to put it. Some great pull.
And that's what's huge about the lag. When it goes heel, you want to be the one breaking.
Right.
Especially the way these 2 guys are breaking and running out.
Well, folks, if you like pull like this, keep coming by and supporting our show. Help our sponsors. Milliken Super Pro Cloth, Fury, QSite.com for all your online needs and Kamui tips. They're making this possible, folks.
There's the 6 and the 1.
And the deuce is not makeable.
It's close.
That is real close. He might have a bank shot. He's going to have to hold it.
I like, if he can't make it, I like just send the cue ball 2 rails and park it behind the 5. Just thin the 2, double the corner and put the cue ball behind the 5. I mean, he could possibly bank the 2 in, but that's no advantage for him because we wouldn't have a shot on 3.
He could take it up into the 7 and let it run long.
He may have room to make this ball. Wow.
What a great shot.
Unless you're going to bank it with extreme draw.
Draw and inside, and that's what I mean. He could hold it up. That may have won him this set, folks. And he may have had to make that shot to win this set. Just so you know. That was a set winner.
Now you just got to settle in, finish it out. And there's no problems.
All we're doing now is holding our breath, I think. He's perfect. He wanted to just get past side pocket.
Just draw this back out, or do you come around?
Oh, I draw this ball right back out.
Well, I don't know, that's good. It's almost straight in. I think that might be good enough.
Larry's going to make him shoot it, and I don't blame him.
No.
Wow.
That was a great match there.
It's just a great set. And I'll tell you what, folks, I really appreciate you all showing up, hanging out with us at this match. We're going to get another one coming back at you. Wanted to take a moment to thank our moderators on the chat, Upstate Al, Corner Market Bob. Thank all of you for showing up. You're what's making this all possible. And our sponsors, Kamui, Super Pro Milliken Cloth, Fury Qs, QSite.com. And last but not least, thank Rodney Strickland for being our special guest commentator today.
Well, thank you. And I might make a prediction that we could see this match again this tournament.
We just might. We just might. Well, we're going to have another match coming back at you in just a couple of minutes here, folks. But we're going to pop out of the booth here for just a second and stretch our legs, and we're going to let the feed keep running. Stay tuned.